machines and how you can maintain them. You get it? So like farm machinery are those machines that machines that enables very, very tough and hard jobs on the farm to be done with ease. And before these things are achieved, the machine has to go through processes. You get it? So in order for you to maintain a machine, that is for it to give a safe, sound, and perpetual working condition, you have to maintain these machines. How do you carry out these machines? What are the things that are required for you to carry out a proper maintenance to give these machines longevity on the field or anywhere you are using them? So that's what we'll be talking about. So farm machinery maintenance, it involves you keeping equipment in good working conditions to ensure what? A reliable and safe use. Now, regular maintenance, like you know, it's not something too difficult. For instance, the cleaning that you know, that you wake up and you clean and dust things, these are part of maintenance and can also be carried out on machines. You get it? Because if you don't clean machines, there will be dust, there will be rust. You understand? When dust comes to the parts, especially joint parts in machines, you will see that it causes friction. And once there is a high friction, it causes intense heat. And from there, it can now cause problems for the machines. But if there are no frictions, you get it? If you clean these things, instead of those dust to get to that spot, it doesn't get there anymore, and the machine functions well. The same thing for water. When water gets into parts, you know, reaction of air and water causes rust when oxidation takes place. And when this happens, it starts to cause rust on your machine, and thereby you don't get a free movement, and this also causes problems. So this simple cleaning task called cleaning you are seeing is also a part of maintenance that is very, very good. Also lubrication. You see, proper lubrication, you need to put, you already know the popular one, the grease. But there is this, these ones with less viscosity, the engine oil or the other oils that you know, those are light oils. But for heavy machines, like agricultural machines, you need to put things like with higher viscosity, like the grease. You understand? You put grease on the parts of machines, and this is to facilitate the movement of the joints of this machine. So that once there is grease, grease can also hold on to dust. Grease can also, even if there is water, grease can easily not allow that water to affect the joint. You get it? So it protects the joints of machines. You get it? Then inspect your machines, check if the tires are down. You check if the radiator, the water in the radiator level is, you understand, at the level it's supposed to be. So you check for different things. You check for the engine oil level. When you also check your machines, you try to dip the engine oil. This is specially done in the mornings, because the reason why you check your engine oils in the morning is because in the mornings all the machine is already at rest. You understand? And once it has rest, it can now give you the proper level that the engine oil is. But if you try this during the daytime when the machine has already worked, for instance, it has traveled and there is sun and there is all these things, so there is a potential vaporization, which will not give you the actual level of that engine oil. So that's why engine oil is best tested in the morning, so that once you remove it, you can now see the level of the engine oil, and you can deduce if you need to top the engine oil or if it is properly gauged. Also, all these things put together can help you maintain the life, extend the lifespan of your machines, and also prevent you from costly repairs. You get it? Now, I'm going to give you a breakdown of some maintenance tasks you need to do. Number one, cleaning and storage. Number one, cleaning and storage. So you see, you need to carry out regular cleaning. And what does regular cleaning entails? It means removal of dirt, removal of debris, and what? Crop residue after each use, and especially at the end of a season. So what this simply means is, once you take a machine to the farm, you have used it. And these machines, they are kind of debris, they are dirt on these machine parts and all that. What you need to do is that after the season that you have finished your harvest and you have finished your work, you need to clean all these parts, remove all those things, those plant parts, dust and dirt that have covered the machine, remove them and clean them properly before you now pack the machine. You get it? Then secondly, under cleaning and storage, you have this storage. You store your equipment covered in a covered area. You don't expose it, because once you leave a machine exposed, that's where dirt, water, and all those things start to come in and cause rust on in the joints of the machine. That's why you see some people, or many people, even in the garage, there is this trampoline you use to cover your car. It's not for fashion, or it's not for disguise. It's just to protect the car from all these external dust and all those things that can affect the functionality of that car. So once you use your machine from the farm, it's good you properly pack it inside a covered building. That's why it's like a storage. You get it now? Or you can use a waterproof tap. This like the tarpaulin I'm saying, to protect it from all those elements. Then elevate equipment. What this is saying is, you use blocks to keep machinery off the ground, preventing moisture and damage. You get it now? What this is saying is this, like tires. If you leave tires on the ground, for a very long time, you see that it will start to deflate. It will start to lose air. You get it now? That is because there is already contact between the ground and it, and many factors can play a role that will allow air to be going out of it. So it's better for you to put it on top of something, an elevated position off the ground. You understand? So that moisture cannot cause damage to it. Then you for like electronic equipment, what you do for that is this: you cover or remove exposed electronic displays and controls. If they are using battery, if you know you are going to store your equipment or your tractor, remove the battery heads. You get it? Remove it and clean it. Remove the battery heads and clean it. Anytime you want to use it again, that is when you attach it. But if you don't do that, the battery will slowly die. Will die down. Do you get the point now? So for other electronic equipment that I use, remove all the joints, all the points where you plug them in. Remove them, then remove them and keep them safe. Only when you want to go back to use it, then you can now plug them back. Then lubrication, that is number 2. Number 2 is lubrication. Now, all machines have moving parts. You get the point? All machines have moving parts, and it is very important that those moving parts should be properly lubricated. Like I told you, I gave example of a lubricant when I started. That is the grease. The grease has a thick viscosity. You get the point? And this viscosity has a role to play. If you use an engine oil, which is a lubricant too, to pour on the machine part, it won't last long. Why? Because as these parts are moving, it generates heat. And as it generates heat, that is how it evaporates. And once it evaporates, the joint now will become dry. And once there is debris and dirt on that part, you see that the machine will now become stiff and it doesn't move well. But grease has a high viscosity. So when you put a grease there, even with the heat generated from those joints, it is difficult for it to evaporate quickly and for dirt to cause any harm to the machine. So apply grease or lubricant to prevent rust and season. You understand? Then also pay attention to areas prone to dirt and debris. I've always been saying this because all agricultural machines purely work in dirt. All agricultural machines, they work in dirt. So they work it works in a dirty environment because you work on the farm, and it's not a child's play on the farm. It's not a parlor walk. You get it now? So it's a field work. And when you are at the field, dirt is your friend. So agricultural machines work on the field. And as it works on the field, that is how it takes all those debris and dirt. So you should pay attention to those areas prone to dirt. Focus on pivot points. It means points that meet. Then chains. Very good. You know, there are also chain parts that rotate the legs of machines, and also bearings, what you call bories. You understand? Always lubricate them. Then protect against corrosion. This is still under lubrication. Apply the appropriate lubricants to prevent rust and extend the equipment's lifespan. You get it? Then number 3, after we've talked about the first one, which is cleaning and storage, the second one, lubrication. Now, these are the proper way of maintenance. So I'm listing them so you can be taking notes. The first one I'll talk about cleaning and storage, which I explain and describe. Then the second one is lubrication. And the third one now is inspection and testing. You understand? So when inspection, very simple, it's just a face value, how the level of things are. What you see, you report. Is that not so? So you inspect your machines. And when you inspect these machines, you, number one, like checking the fluids level. You understand? Regularly check the oil level of your machines. Oil level rather. You check the oil level of your machine, like what I was explaining earlier, talking about checking the engine oil, the oil level of your car. You get it now? So, and I told you that it's properly done in the morning. And I told you the reason why it's done in the morning. Number 2, you check your tires. You get it? Maintain proper tire pressure. If you are working on the farm, the pressure that is allowed for your tires, make sure you work with those pressure. Because the pressure that is allowed for working on the farm is different from the pressure when you are working on the road, on the tarred road. You get it now? So maintain this pressure to be able to get a proper result. Now, also consider seasonal temperature fluctuation. If you know, the temperature in the cold region, like in the western countries, you know, they have snow and the rest. Definitely, the pressure that we use there will be different from our pressure here in Africa, that we experience a hot weather. All right. Now, you also test for your brakes. Ensure that your brake system and hydraulic lines are in good condition. You get it now? Brake saves a lot. Brake system can save you from a life-threatening danger. I had this experience recently about the braking system. So I know how important it is firsthand, not even by book. So make sure your brake is always intact. Make sure you check that your brakes are properly fixed and they are working properly to avoid what? Accidents on the farm. All right. Now inspect lights and batteries. I talked about that earlier. You should inspect your lights and batteries. And how do you do that? You check for any issues with lighting and battery performance. And also for the battery, I told you, when you know you are not using your machine for long, you try and remove the head of the battery and clean it till when you want to use it. Then other electronic gadgets that are there, you can just remove them, clean them, and keep them till when you want to use it. It will be as good as new or as when it was working. Also, you need to inspect for damage. You look for any signs of damage, such as cracks or rust, and address them promptly. You get it? So there are other things that can happen, and once you look at all these things properly, you see that you save yourself some cost. Now, number 4 in the maintenance of machines, oil changes and filters. You get it? So perform regular oil changes. How do you do this? You change the oil according to the manufacturer's recommendation. Some people will tell you that this oil don't black, so it has expired. It doesn't work that way. There is always a manual that comes with your vehicle, and that manual will always tell you the distance you cover before you can change your oil. It's not by it don't black or you understand. So you always go with your manual or the recommendation. Also, replace your filters. Once your filters are bad, or you feel that yes, you've worked in a very dusty and all this kind of environment, try and see that you replace those filters so that your fuel can pass properly and not cause harm to your engine. Number 5, calibration. So if you see, there are some you calibrate special equipment. You ensure that equipment like sprayers, we use sprayers on the farm, and planters are calibrated correctly for optimal performance. Like I said, you are giving a kind of recommendation. You understand? So there is a recommendation that is given that, okay, if you must plant like this, do a calibration like this. Don't follow your instinct, or don't follow a layman understanding on the field. Yes, layman on the field will have some experience, good and fine. But the person who have made these machines must have tested it time and time again before it's even brought to the market. So it is advisable that you work with what you bought. That is the recommendation of the producer or manufacturer of what you bought, rather than listen to a layman that is on the street. That will also save you from damaging your machine or equipment. Also, number 6, documentation and planning. You see, documentation is a very important thing, which many of us take lightly. I'm no saint on that. I'm also learning to properly document things. When you document your things, it will enable you to also be able to pick up from where you stopped. You get the point. Keep all documents organized. Maintain records of maintenance work and repairs, so that you can know that, okay, every 3 months I have to carry out this certain maintenance. Every 2 weeks I have to do this. Every one month I have to do this. You understand? This will now give you an idea of how you can maintain your machines. All right. Also, plan for major repairs. Budget for and plan for any necessary major repairs. So what this is saying now is, maybe there is one thing giving you headache in your machine, understand? And from the look of things, it can take you to maybe when you finish work for the day, or maybe for the week. So it's good for you, or for the month too. So it's good for you to plan for that time, so that once that time reaches, you'll be able to, you understand, you'll be able to now fix that part. Because if you don't fix it and you want to always manage, a day will come that you understand, your managerial listing will disappoint you on the field, and you start looking up to God. How come? All right. So number 7, training and expertise. Training is important. If you don't know how to use a machine, go for training. Good, these days many manufacturers make videos on YouTube. You can also send discs where you can play and see how you can use these machines. So it's good that you regularly train yourself, you understand, or your staff on the correct operation and maintenance of your equipment. If you train yourself regularly, it will be difficult for you to have hitches in the long run. Then also work with experts. If you need professional support, contact the service center for major repairs. Don't be Mr. I know it all. No one knows it all. You understand? Learning is a process, and learning never ends. So you always try to seek knowledge from people who knows better than you. As I am now, if maybe one of you knows something that I don't know, the best thing for me is to come down and learn that thing from you, instead of claiming that I'm your lecturer, or I know these things much, I'm your teacher, I know these things, so no need to learn from you. No, that won't take you anywhere. Learning is universal. It doesn't matter who it comes from. You get it? So if you know better than me, I will learn from you. Okay? But I'm speaking on top of my voice. Someone is saying he's not understanding me, he's not getting me clearly. All right. Reduce. So, why maintenance is important? So we're going to talk on why maintenance is important. So you see, 1, it reduces downtime. What does that mean? A well-maintained equipment is likely less to break down. Thereby, it gives you results in a short time. But a machine that is having issues, you may be using it. Within the next 20 minutes, it will break down. And before you fix it, who knows? It might take you a day. It might take you hours, take you days, or even weeks. You get it? So thereby, you will not achieve what you want. You achieve less. So, you get it? So regular maintenance helps to prevent premature wear and tear. Extending the useful life of your machine. That is the number 2. That is extending equipment's lifespan. We are talking about why maintenance, the importance of maintenance now. You can be taking it down. It reduces downtime. You get it? So a well-maintained equipment is less likely to break down, minimizing downtime and what? Production losses. You get it? So the second one is the extend equipment's lifespan. Another one is it reduces cost. You get it now? Yes. By preventing major breakdown, you get it? Maintenance can save you money in the long run. You understand? It improves efficiency again. So when you talk about efficiency, you're thinking that properly maintained machines will improve the efficiency. You get it? Of your machine, reducing fuel cost and improving overall productivity. Another thing is maintains value. Well-maintained equipment retains its value better. You get the point? It retains its value better, which can be important if you plan to sell it. So imagine if I have a new tractor now, and I've been using it for like 10 years, and nothing spoiled in this tractor. Why? Because I've been maintaining it, and I've been changing the parts where necessary, and everything still sounds very, you understand, very new. So if I'm going to resell that tractor, I'll still sell it close to what I bought it, or if not more than what I bought it. You get it now? So these are things we need to always checkmate when we are talking about maintenance. So it's left for you now to now look at it. Okay, tomorrow I'll be a professional in this field. You get it? What differentiates you from a layman? You get it now? There are things that should differentiate you. That's why today now you have a carpenter, and you have someone who says he's a furniture person. You get it now? Why is it so? You get it? So a furniture person will always want to apply one or two technologies to his work. And most of these furniture people are learned people. Or if they are not learned, they must have gone through a training that will differentiate them from what a carpenter can offer. The same thing with a tailor and a fashion design. You get it now? So a tailor, you understand, can just cut and join and sew anything. But a fashion person will understand the different designs. Will have that knowledge, the requisite knowledge of okay, a note for easy assimilation. Okay, we'll work on that. It's a good suggestion. It's a good suggestion. All right. So a fashion a person will have knowledge of how to go through designs and bring out the best in a work. You get the point? So same goes. This shoemaking. You have the shoemaker and those shoe industry, the shoe cobblers, or what you call them. So differentiate yourself. Make yourself useful. You understand? In the society that you are going to be into, there must be a difference. And how do you get that difference is how you position yourself, how you make people see you. And you can't just sit down, or because you've gone to a classroom and say that you might not get it. But once it's like we are having network issues. But once you study it again, you go through that thing, you see that it has started staying. And what did I tell you about that first level of study? It's what? It's the short-term memory at play. You get it? So whatever you read at first is just like it's staying for a very short time. It is when you go over and over and over again that you are now transmitting it from that short-term memory to the long-term memory. You get it now? And once it stays in the long-term memory, it stays and becomes part of you, unless you don't furnish it or revise it again. Then it can now start going out of the brain. So we'll stop here. Many people are complaining of network, and it's almost 2:40. I said it would be a 45 minutes class. So in our next class we'll do better. We'll see how we can upgrade and have a better internet. It's like the internet is generally bad. Even me, I'm facing it. So see you at the other side. Bye-bye. And have a nice class.